devastating alligator pit.
Plus, live on the RollerGames stage, Deborah Harry, Warrant, and Leah Ford, all tonight on RollerGames.
That carnival of freewheeling speed and free-falling mayhem, the roller derby, is back.
It began in the 1930s and had gone largely unchanged on that familiar banked oval. But just as track and field athletes try always to run faster and jump higher, so it is that skaters demanded a stiffer test. Well, now they'll get it as the old roller derby advances to RollerGames with its figure-8 concourse that introduces a near vertical wall and an elevated jump. What hasn't changed in this sport are the grudges and the grouches, the falls and the brawls, the good guys and the bad. Hello, everyone, with David Sams, Chuck Underwood from the Super Roller Dome, where the skaters of RollerGames International are chomping at the bit for a shot at this brand new concept in a track.
Just wait till you see these skaters take on the 14-foot-high wall of death. It could be devastating. And the sky jump. And yes, the live alligator pit used during sudden death overtime. Chuck, that could be devastating.
Well, as witnessed about an hour ago, when the best laid plans of alligators and men went awry. Beneath the bleachers here in the Dome, the reptiles rebelled. They were loose. And in came that one-man security force, David, in that distinctive uniform of his.
Well, no doubt about it. The guy who spotted these giant lizards is the man responsible for them in the first place. There he is right there. They call him Animal, the fearless master of the roller gator. He wasted no time in getting this situation under control. Thank heavens, who knows what could have happened.
Well, the inclusion of the gators in the sport has been controversial, and it has divided the House. But by a 4-2 vote, the teams of RollerGames have chosen to include the reptiles, but only in a sudden death overtime. And we're not yet sure what the ramifications of that will be.
We'll have to wait and see. It's never been used before.
Well, now it's showtime, and here are the high-tech hard bodies of RollerGames.
Introducing first, the world-famous World Champion T-Bird!
19 World Championships in 30 years. This team plays by the rules, and they play hard. That's their owner right there, Bill Griffiths Jr., the T-Bird.
And now, introducing the Violators!
Well, this team can taste that World Championship, so they're after the T-Birds, even if they have to play by their own set of rules. That guy right there is the Stall.
To the track next, the Rockers!
This season, the Rockers are out to prove that they are as good on the track as in the recording studio. And they're managed by their entertainment attorney, the Shark of Century City, DJ.
Introducing the Bad Attitudes!
Here they are, the bad boys and girls of the league. This group of delinquents is out to topple the T-Bird dynasty for good. Georgia Haas leads them to no good. There she is right there.
And now, introducing Hot Flash!
Clearly, the upstarts of the league, these Hollywood hopefuls, are out to prove that they are more than just beautiful. One Valdez Lopez owns and manages them, and he is the ultimate party animal.
And now, introducing the Maniacs!
This group of mercenaries has a sport as subtle as their own, and they look to astrology for their game plan. Guru Drew is their mystical manager. Boy, Chuck, what a wacko.
Well, I think we'll learn throughout the season that he does not have exclusive rights to Wacko. Well, there they are, the teams of RollerGames International. Again, the Rolls-Royce of the sport for so many years has been the T-Birds, and 5 teams will be shooting at them, David, and of the 5, maybe 2 play by the rules.
Well, 2 that definitely do not play by the rules are the Violators and Bad Attitude, and tonight we'll see Bad Attitude take on the T-Birds in the first game.
Well, from our protected position in the booth, let's now go down to trackside and Shelly Jamieson.
Now, the presence of live hungry alligators has some of the rock fans a little bit nervous tonight. I talked to Lita Ford and Deborah Harry earlier, and they were a little bit on edge. I mean, what was snapping gators just a few feet away? Actually, members of the band Warren didn't exactly think it would be heaven either. But I reassured them they're going to bite the bullet. We'll have
Commissioner's Cup of this championship series is the apple of everyone's eye. And what you'll see tonight will be 2 semifinal games followed by the championship contest between the 2 semifinal winners. 6 teams began this tournament, but now 2 have been eliminated, Hot Flash and the Maniacs. And referee Don Lastra begins this first semifinal between the red, white, and blue T-Birds and the black-jerseyed Bad Attitude. In this sport, only the guys wearing the helmets can score. And the lead jetter, as they are called, is Dynamite Daryl Davis of the T-Birds, trying to get above those lines. Behind him is the Bulldog Scott Casto. Over the jet jump they come, and they both got 2 on the wall and 2 points on the jump. Now they will fight and brawl and try to pass individual opponents. That's how they then score additional individual points. Monster Man Bernie Jackson in the black is dropped to the rail by Icebox, and Dynamite Daryl Davis passes all 3 additional black jerseys. There's one of them, Scott Casto, and he stops the cycle prematurely by tapping his helmet.
Here's how you score on the Wall of Death. Anything above the top line is 6 points. Anything between the first and the second line is 2 points. But of course, you must take 3 big strides in order to get the score.
Well, perhaps tonight's grudge to watch involves the 2 titans of the league.
No doubt about it. It's going to be the Monster Man, who may try to use a few scare tactics of his own, and the Icebox, who has vowed to use his new deep freeze play. Keep your eyes glued.
In that first scoring cycle, the T-Birds scored 7, Bad Attitude 4, and Bad Attitude's number 6 is Charlie Saunders, a new jetter. Behind him, Speedy Gonzalez, who takes them both down. Remember, each scoring cycle lasts 45 seconds. Gonzalez behind, trying to catch up and pass Charlie Saunders. Ahead of them, teams are blocking both offensively and defensively. There's the Monster Man tying up Speedy Gonzalez. Well, and now helping him to the concrete below. That will clear it up for Charlie Saunders to score points with under 5 seconds left in the cycle. And the whistle stops it, and Saunders scored well for Bad Attitude.
Wait a minute, what's going on? The Monster Man is attacking Dynamite Daryl. I don't believe this. What kind of a matchup is that?
Well, it's 5 feet 4 inches of Dynamite Daryl against the Monster Man, who weighs 220.
Now he's going after little Ralphie Valadares, the living legend. Unbelievable.
In for the rescue is the Icebox, but he's now getting the worst of it with the Monster
This
Man.
guy just won't stop, Chuck. Oh, now he's walking on him.
And it is a day in the life of RollerGames.
What a bully. Here's the starting lineup for Bad Attitude, led by the big bully himself, Monster Man. And the living legend, Ralphie Valadares, leads the T-Bird pack.
For the Monster Man, Bernie Jackson has reason to celebrate. His Bad Attitude scored well in that scoring cycle and now lead the T-Birds 15-11. Dr. Fu in the black helmet is the new jetter for Bad Attitude, and it is BB Blockbuster, Billy Bob Bibbas, say that 3 times, leading up the Wall of Death. Can he get 3 steps above the top line? No. Both men get 2 points on the Wall of Death, and by keeping their balance over the jump, they get an additional 2 each. Dr. Fu slamming away at BB Blockbuster. Over the rail he goes, now to try to pass as many individual opponents as possible. Gets tagged by Dynamite Daryl Davis. Monster Man coming up to help. Oh, and he rides Dynamite right off the track, and that's a single point for Dr. Fu as he gets by Dynamite. Can he get around Ralphie for still another point? Nope.
What a hit, Chuck.
The cycle ends, and the score is now Bad Attitude 21 and T-Bird 17 with 52 seconds remaining on our LA Gear scoreboard.
Keep in mind that each period is 5 minutes in length.
And there's one of your favorites, David, the eye of the hurricane in this league, Georgia Haas, manager of Bad Attitude.
She hates TV cameras, no doubt about it.
There's the box. 357 rather lovable pounds. His jetter now in what is going to be the final cycle of this first period. Remember, the women are coming up. Will be Ralphie Valadares in the red, white, and blue. And the Monster Man, Bernie Jackson, getting 2 points, as does Ralphie on the wall. And both, yes, get 2 on the jump.
Ralphie Valadares, the living legend. He's earned respect the hard way by playing by the rules.
They both swept by the jetpacks there and scored quick points. They're going to now try to do it again. The Monster Monster Man is trying to ride Ralphie to the outside, but he gets tagged off the track. And the cycle ends.
There it is, the deep freeze play. There it is, the icebox in his deep freeze. He nailed the Monster Man, and the crowd loves it.
As the first period comes to a close with the icebox in triumph playing to the crowd.
The deep freeze play.
The score in this first semifinal game is 28-27. Bad Attitude leads the T-Birds. And coming up will be the second period of play with the ladies of this sport, as well as our halftime headliners, Warren and Deborah Harry. We'll be back.
RollerGames is brought to you in part by Sega Genesis. Discover Genesis and your world will never be the same.
Well, here is another look at how we ended the first period with the icebox atop the Monster Man.
No doubt about it. There you have it. The deep freeze play. The icebox is the proverbial immovable object on defense for that T-Bird team.
And then going over to try to rescue her Monster Man, Georgia Haas rolled off the track, lost her glasses, and is only now getting up and returning to the infield.
Probably the biggest mouth in all of roller sports. There she goes again.
It is said that the only tougher hide in the sport belongs to the alligators.
She hates TV cameramen, especially this one. She belted him twice last season. She hates TV coverage altogether ever since that 66 series when her team was eliminated because of that instant replay.
Well, our guy stands about 6'1", 220, and Haas considers that an even match. She will now watch her women as Bad Attitude begins this period with a 1-point lead on the T-Birds.
Now the fun begins.
The lead jetter is Gina Gogo Gonzalez of the T-Birds, and behind her is the Brat, Lyle Morse. 6 points for Gonzalez on the wall, only 2 for the Brat, and they both get 2 on the jet jump. Now the jousting, and off goes the Brat, and that will open the door, or should have, for Gonzalez to score individual points. But the rear blocker, who is so important in this game, that's Patsy Delgado, number 1, is preventing Gina from scoring any points. So Gonzalez will try again, and remember, she's working against that clock. 3 seconds, 2 seconds left, and electric Randy Whitman comes up, clears out Delgado, and that enables Gogo to score an additional single point.
Looks like we have a catfight out there, Chuck.
Well, lest you thought that this sort of violence was the property only of the men of RollerGames, take a look.
There goes Skinny Minnie after Patsy Delgado of Bad Attitude. Oh, boy, Chuck, did she ever belt her a good one.
Well, before this fury began, the T-Birds took a lead of 36-32, and there's their lineup. Look at the name at the bottom, Christine Van Galder. Therein lies a story. In a moment, we'll tell you about she and twin sister, Jennifer Van Galder. New jetters for both teams. It will be the corker, Debbie McCorkle of the T-Birds wearing the helmet, and Margaret Hot Rod Christopher of Bad Attitude, but not before we conclude this.
Get over there. You, Haas, you just stay with your team.
No doubt about it, Chuck. She hates the T-Birds. Ever since they would not give her a starting position in 1960.
A double whip for Debbie McCorkle, who on a bad ankle cannot make the wall of death. Meanwhile, 6 points for that woman, Hot Rod Christopher, who loses her jetter's helmet. Behind her is Debbie McCorkle, whose right ankle should be in a cast, but she said no, she wanted to skate. Now you see Hot Rod trying to get past rear blocker, Skinny Minnie, Gwen Miller. Up comes Patsy Delgado to help, and she does. And now Hot Rod will coattail behind Delgado. Only a few seconds left in the cycle. Delgado clears them out. Hot Rod scores her individual points, and the cycle concludes, and it was a good one for Bad Attitude, as you see some of the faces in the crowd here in the Dome.
Here is the starting lineup for the Bad Attitude women. Keep an eye tonight on Patsy Delgado, the Latin Spitfire,
who has helped Bad Attitude now to a 44-38 lead.
Here they are, the T-Bird twins, Jennifer and Christine Van Galder. You'll be hearing a lot about them. Both are equally skilled as power guards and jetters. And you know, Chuck, the interesting thing is when one gets belted, the other feels the pain.
New jetters for both teams. It will be Skinny Mini Gwen Miller getting a double whip from teammates. Heading up to the wall of death behind her, the Latin Spitfire, Patsy Delgado. 6 points for Skinny Mini on the wall, only 2 for Delgado. They both get 2 on the jump.
Keep in mind that each scoring cycle is 45 seconds in length. Normally, you get about 4 or 5 cycles in each 5-minute period.
Debbie McCorkle was trying to rear block Delgado, but she's ridden off the track. Delgado now behind Marnie Smith and now passing her, scoring points as she passes each of the red, white, and blue individuals. The final target will be Electric Randy Whitman, number 4. Can Delgado get around her? No, with time running out in the cycle.
The winner of this game will go on to the big championship game later tonight.
The count on our LA Gear scoreboard, 50-47. Bad Attitude leads the T-Birds with time left for only 1 more cycle, but always time for this.
Here we go again. That's Electric Randy right there.
And that long, gorgeous hair usually becomes a detriment when you're in a scuffle.
Being helped up by one of the T-Bird twins and Skinny Mini.
We're going to show you how mean we are, Buster.
Meanwhile, on the infield, Bill Griffiths Jr. of the T-Birds on your left.
Boy, did she ever give him a good right belt.
All right, Griffiths. Griffiths really going to get it. Get on your old side of the track.
You better keep an eye on this, buddy, or you're going to be
Get over there and we'll have a $1,000 fine.
Bill Jr. asking for help. Clearly he needs it.
No doubt about it.
Final cycle, a double whip for Electric Randy Whitman, heading to the wall of death with an 80-degree pitch to it.
She makes it look so easy.
But then both she and the Latin Spitfire go down on the jump, so no points because they fell.
Tough break.
Now for the jousting. Individual points important, and Delgado leads the track. That clears it for this woman, Electric Randy. Can she pass black jerseys and score individual points? Skinny Mini clearing a path with a high hip, and those are points for Electric Randy. Time running out in the cycle, but enough time to add a little mustard to the sandwich by decking the Latin Spitfire. And coming back as we look at the final scoreboard tally, the T-Birds have come from behind to defeat Bad Attitude in this championship series semifinal. 53-52, the T-Birds advance.
The T-Birds are going to the championship. Uh-oh, there's Georgia Haas once again. I think she's a little upset over this defeat.
Gracious loser? No.
Come on, Georgia. Add some respect to this worldwide audience of millions.
Eyeglasses flying again. Hair pulling. Don Lastra separates them for a moment, but back they come.
No doubt about it. Georgia Haas is responsible for this feud out there. Oh, boy. Did Skinny Mini ever get her deal?
So Georgia Haas is losing her personal battles. Her team has lost in its semifinal battle against the T-Birds. They move on to the championship game. Let's go to the infield and Shelley.
It was a rough game, but congratulations, you advanced into the championship round.
It was a big win. We tried very hard to stuck together like we always should.
We gave it all we could. You really fought. It looked nasty out there.
It was nasty. That's just one grapevine that we'll have to climb. We're still working towards the championship.
And we're going to get it.
We're going to get it. We're going all the way. We're coming from behind, but we're going to go all the way to the top.
Let's roll. Good luck. Men and women of the Thunderbirds really worked hard, and they deserve that win. Back to you, Chuck and David.
Well, Shelley, they also deserve a deep breath, and they'll get it now as they watch the other semifinal and wait for the winner. Again, the T-Birds have taken Bad Attitude 53-52. Next up will be the match between the Rockers and the Violators, with the winners meeting to decide the Commissioner's Cup. And we'll have Wally George at Roller Sports Central, and later, Lita Ford will rock the house.
On the next War of the Worlds.
We gotta be strong if we're gonna get out of here.
The aliens are abducting humans for use as experimental guinea pigs.
All I want to see is humans killing each other.
And the team must go undercover to expose their diabolical plot.
The terrorists have begun the war.
The drug exceeded all our expectations.
Can the team stop this alien drug threat? Find out on the next exciting episode of War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds moves to its new time, Sunday at 11:15 on TV 22.
coverage here at Rollers Sports Central. Well, you just saw Bad Attitude lose to the T-Birds. Let's go live now to the Super Roller Dome and Georgia Haas. Well, George, it looks like the T-Birds gave you an attitude adjustment that you won't soon forget. How are you dealing with this humiliating defeat in front of a worldwide audience of millions? Looks like you've been out-coached, Georgia.
First of all, what's your name? The name is Ms. Georgia Haas to you. Out-coached? I am never out-coached. The T-Birds won that game strictly because they cheated as usual. They're always cheated. But I'm not worried because there's plenty of time left in this series, and I have one big surprise for that Rob Valadares and those stupid T-Bird twins. And my alligators will be in the
enough of your alligators, all that stupid stuff. You're out of here. Now let's go back to the Super Roller Dome.
And now for the first time on television, performing her brand new single from the album Deaf, Dumb, and Blonde, I Want That Man. Here's Deborah Harry.
Super Roller Dome, the debut of Deborah Harry's new song, which a sellout house obviously loves. Coming up next, the Rockers in their semifinal game with the Violators.
Roller Games brought to you in part by Reebok.
Cup continues here in the Super Roller Dome. The championship series began with all 6 teams of RollerGames, but now 3 have been eliminated. Earlier tonight, the T-Birds won their semifinal and will now watch the other semi between the Rockers and the Violators. And speaking of the Rockers, through the tunnel, here they come.
Rock and roll is not dead. It's alive and well on the RollerGames Super Concourse.
And there is the Rockers entertainment attorney, DJ Torigno.
From Century City she came, a walking injunction against any opponent of the Rockers.
The Rockers, as you can see, are very fashion-forward. Say they don't need a manager. They're more concerned with making it as rock and roll stars, especially the woman with the long blonde hair.
Oh, she's a beauty, Chuck.
Dar the Star. Not only lead skater, but also lead singer. Here's Shelly Jamieson.
Now, I just checked on the alligators, and their muscle-bound handler, Animal, has everything under control. Now, the only way we'll see these massive reptiles is in the event of a sudden death playoff. If that happens, Animal will bring them out. The rest is up to fate and strength.
Well, the Rockers' target tonight will be one of the more diabolical teams in RollerGames, the Violators.
No doubt about it, Chuck. This is definitely the meanest team in all the league.
Led by their manager, Skull.
Formerly a bodyguard to Ms. Georgia Haas, the Skull is now general manager of the Violators.
It is a team that writes its own rules, David, but they back it up with really some of the better skating in the league.
No doubt about it. Skull has patterned this team after his favorite footballers, the Oakland Raiders, who seem to win games by pure intimidation.
Well, the Violators, unlike most teams that take a good, brisk warm-up lap to stretch the muscles, prefer the ceremonial chant, as well as some mugging with the crowd, few of whom support them.
There are 2 players to look out for on this team. One of them is Mr. Mean himself. There he is right there. This guy is a 19-year veteran. With each passing season, he gets more sadistic and brutal. The 1970 Rookie of the Year. And, of course, when the women skate, it's this woman to keep your eyes on, that sweet Stephanie.
Said to sprinkle gunpowder on her cereal, and the lightning bolt is so reflective of the way she skates, and it will be the women skating this first period. In the red helmet for the Rockers, it will be Deadly Debbie Van Dorn, and in the black helmet, the Flea, 4 feet 11-inch Paula Wilson, trailing Van Dorn, who goes down and so loses points, while the Flea gets 2 on the wall. Both women get 2 on the jet jump. Now to pass those individual opponents and pick up the individual points. The Flea trying to get around Lady D, Donna Young, and doing so and scoring a point. Remember, they have 2 opponents, these jetters, not only the other team, but also that 45-second clock. Debbie Van Dorn with the whip from Dar the Star, passes all black jerseys, and so stops the cycle. But because she fell at the wall of death, the Violators lead the Rockers on the LA Gear scoreboard 6-5 as the Flea on your right jaws with Deadly Debbie.
And now let's take a look at the Rockers lineup, led by Dar the Star, the former T-Bird.
Balanced skating on this team. Queenie Cromie, Deadly Debbie Van Dorn, very good jetters. It is a team that can strike from several different points.
And it's this woman right here that is responsible for getting Dar the Star away from the T-Birds.
Stopped in her tracks by the Skull.
Don't touch me, buddy. Get in the book.
Oftentimes as much action on the infield as on the track itself. New jetters now for both teams. In the black helmet, it will be their sweet Stephanie Garcia, and trailing her, it will be Queenie Cromie. Second cycle of this first period for the women. The Violators and the Rockers. This is the semifinal of this Commissioner's Cup Championship Series. And there goes Queenie Cromie for the wall of death. Sweet Stephanie right behind. Both ladies got 2 on the wall of death. They're going to give 2 to Queenie. Even though she fell, they say she kept her balance long enough. They also get 2 on the jet jump. Now Sweet Stephanie tries to make her way through those leopard skin opponents. And keep in mind that she must beat that 45-second clock. She's now going to take some time to slow down Queenie and prevent her from scoring, and now she moves out on her own. That's Lady D, Donna Young going down, and Sweet Stephanie once more, and Lolly Waterman takes a hit. 2 seconds left, and with 1 second left, she is unable to get past Dar the Star. But another good cycle for the Violators. They lead the Rockers 13-9 as Dar the Star meets Sweet Stephanie with the referee Paul Gallegos in the middle.
Sweet Stephanie not too happy about that call. Here's the Violators starting lineup for the women. Sweet Stephanie leads it off. Holly the Flea.
And even Nasty Nancy Wilkinson is a good jetter herself. Should be a good match between the women of these teams. Remember, the next period will show the men. There is Nasty Nancy Wilkinson. She gets 2 points in this new cycle. Deadly Debbie Van Doren is jetting again for her Rockers, and she gets 2. Rear blockers, there's the Flea, Paula Wilson, dropping Deadly Debbie. Lady D slowing down Nasty Nancy. And in a big way, as Nasty Nancy heads for the concrete. And the cycle ends, and again, the Violators are able to protect their lead. They lead the Rockers 17-13.
Just a reminder, the winner of this game will take on the T-Birds in the big championship coming up next.
The Commissioner's Cup is the spoils of this championship series. Meanwhile, the Flea, Paula Wilson, giving no ground, despite the fact that she is under 5 feet.
Let's go.
Paul Gallegos ordering her to the infield. Meanwhile, new jetters for both teams. In this, what will be the final cycle of the women's period, Dar the Star will be jetting for her Rockers, and Sweet Stephanie, the best of the women of the Violators, will be wearing the black helmet. In this first lap around, the goal of the jetters is to get through the jetpack of each team and then head up to the wall of death. Dar the Star, 2 points. Sweet Stephanie likewise on the wall. And they keep their balance coming across the jump, so they both get 2, and then they lose their balance. And the jetters have, at least for the moment, dismissed thoughts of scoring, but now Dar the Star is back up. Sweet Stephanie is slowed. Can Dar score some individual points? Her Rockers need 4 points in a hurry. Clock counting down in this final cycle of the period. The men, remember, coming up next. Sweet Stephanie now without her helmet, back in it, trying to pass Lady D and get points there. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, and down goes Stephanie.
That was a hard hit. And there's the victorious Dar the Star. The audience loves her, and she loves them.
Ooh, I love my rock and roll. I love my team. We've got great teamwork. I think we play better than we skate better than we look, and I think we look pretty darn tough.
Well, Dar and her Rockers needed 4 points to tie the score, and they got them. Tied at 21 with the Violators, whose team leader, Sweet Stephanie, is still trying to recover from that fall beneath the rail and onto the concrete. And perhaps when she arrives back at the rail, yep, she's got Dar the Star waiting for her.
Get it, Steph. Get it, Steph.
Sweet Stephanie, meanwhile, is having just a rotten day. Thank you. Meanwhile, celebration by the Rockers. The women are going to turn it over to the men, tied at 21 when we come into this next period of play. Well, she recovers quickly, doesn't she? Another look at Sweet Stephanie taking a powder. Are we all saying ouch together? The Rockers and Violators are tied at 21 in this championship series.
All right, that's a wrap.
Wheel of Fortune. Can you solve the puzzle?
Wheelies have more fun. Weeknights at 7 and Sundays at 6:30 on TV 22.
TV 22's coverage of Red Sox baseball continues Sunday afternoon at 1 o'clock when the Sox take on the Oakland Athletics. It's time for the Sox to try and play the role of spoiler. Oakland on top in the AL West. Can the Sox derail the mighty Athletic Express? That's the Boston Red Sox against the Oakland Athletics live Sunday afternoon at 1 right here on TV 22.
Isn't quite himself today. Actually, you might say he's beside himself. himself.
What? I dialed my own number. Did you ever do that?
His problem isn't Sybil or hair loss. No.
Who are you? Peter Nolens. Who are you? I'm Peter Nolens.
You see, this morning, Bruce woke up on the wrong side of...
Hello. This is not happening.
The new Twilight Zone.
Premieres Monday night at 1 on TV 22.
Before the men conclude this semifinal contest, let's take a closer look at the high-decibel world of the Rockers.
Rock and roll will never die. None of the Rockers have anything to say about it. These rockin' rebels play hard and loose. And to them, life in the fast lane is not fast enough. The street is their beat, the stage is their rage, and they are shooting straight to the top of the roller game charts. Bound for fame, bound for glory, and that is only part of their story. Millions of fans know what team they are going to root for.
I love the Rockers.
They're exciting.
They're the best.
It's an art form. I like the uniforms.
They sing the truth.
I'll always be with them.
These Rockers like their music three ways: loud, louder, and loudest. And they practice what they screech. Protecting her team from the slings and the arrows of outrageous misfortune is the entertainment attorney who put the all in the law, DJ Torino.
Let me just say this. These people are not just professional roller skaters. These people are rock and roll musicians. These people are artists.
The Rockers, the team that turns it up all the way.
Back in the Super Roller Dome, it's the Violators and the Rockers' last period of this semifinal game. The winner will meet the T-Birds for the Commissioner's Cup. And jetting will be Rockin' Ray Robles. For the Rockers, he'll be in the red and white striped helmet. And Bob Sendejas, Shifty, in the black helmet for the Violators. Both getting whips from teammates and heading up to the wall of death. Two good skaters. Let's see how they do. That Shifty Sendejas, he did not get 3 steps above the top line. Only 2 points for him. The full 6 for Rockin' Ray Robles.
I don't know, Chuck. It looks as though the ref called it the other way.
You're right. The referee has reversed the call, giving Robles only 2 and Shifty 6.
That's why they need instant replay in this game.
There's Robles getting help from the California Kid, who sends the killer Greg Robertson over the rail, and now is claiming more victims, and with 3 seconds left, trying to rip his jetter past Mr. Mean Harold Jackson, but he doesn't do it.
Here's a look at the Rockers' starting lineup. We have Mike Flanagan, who's known as the California Kid, Rockin' Ray Robles, and Brian Jacobson, the potential Rookie of the Year candidate. And Chuck, he is definitely a favorite amongst the women.
But the skater there was Rockin' Ray Robles. Still upset that the referee, I think, inaccurately reversed that wall of death point.
Who was that?
Which gives the Violators a lead of 29 to 28. There's our first dispute involving a referee's call.
Well, I definitely think that the Rockers got ripped off, but I'll tell you, it's no surprise to me. Every time these Violators are out there on that floor, something weird happens.
In the black, it is Tony Trujillo, the enforcer, the only one trying the jetway, as Holly Masterson, the wild man for the Rockers, gets tied up on the main course. That'll happen every now and then. Trujillo is taking no prisoners as he scores big points this time. And there's Robles still upset with a block that is called the Screamer.
Oh, my goodness.
The enforcer is down. Robles is hot. Mr. Mean comes in to rescue the enforcer. Out comes the skull onto the track, and whistles are sounding everywhere.
Let's take another look at that Screamer play. As you can see, it can be devastating.
37 to 28 as the Violators jump from what was just a 1-point lead to an enormous 9-pointer now.
Let's now take a look at the Violators starting lineup. Of course, right there, number 1, Mr. Mean. He's a supremely talented skater and can rack up points like a demon. And tonight, he's on another
jetter for the Violators as you see some of the routine faces in the crowd here at the Super Roller Dome. A bad whip, and down goes Mr. Mean. He'll try to catch up because Rockin' Ray Robles also went down. No points. They were too low on the wall of death. They will do little more than limp over the jet jump and get 2 points each. Rockers need 9 points. Mr. Mean on the move as Robles is not. Looking for blocking and creating some of his own. Getting around all those leopard skins and scoring individual points. And because Robles is so far behind, you're looking at a rarity. A second pass at the jetway. 2 points on the wall for Mr. Mean, now 2 on the jump. And the Violators are really widening the gap with this cycle. 10 seconds left in the cycle. 45-second long, remember. And Mr. Mean is pounding away on the Rockers, who at the moment are badly outmatched, and the cycle ends. And the Violators up the count now to 47-30 and look to be in control of reaching the upcoming championship game with the T-Birds.
But of course, this game could be close because once you go on that wall of death,